Hello and welcome. Right, we've got a lot to get through this evening. So there's lots of new bits and pieces for Ninjago and Star Wars, which we'll cover towards the end of this upload. But Lego have just released, obviously, all of the February bits and pieces, which we've covered in massive detail. But they've also changed the structure of the website. So we'll go over the website first. Then we'll have a look at this new Love gift box. Then we'll tuck into the brand new F1 cars, I do believe. Then we've got some of the little bits and pieces to have a look at. And then, like I said, we'll daisy chain through. So they've got this week in top picks, which is something that they've started to be doing. So you've got some from the Lego Ideas, Lego Icons, and then you've got the new Dune, which was, I think, available for pre-order, or it might be available now. But pre-orders. This is new because they now have a section for pre-orders, and there's a lot in here. So we've got the brand new talking sorting hat. So it must be a sound brick in there, which is always interesting. Then you've got the Star Wars bits and pieces, which we will be taking a better look at. Then you've got this fox thing, so this animal forest red fox. So there's the section for that, which is different because it looks like there's a lot, because I know there's a lot more than that on the Lego website with regards to pre-orders as well. So maybe it's a new business model. Maybe they're getting as many things on for pre-orders they think, or they reckon maybe March is going to be a very, very strong March. And then we've also got We Think You Love. That's probably just shown to me as we click on that on all the lives, and then you've got that. So Valentine's Day bits and pieces. So let's go straight up and get what is the current giveaway out the way. I've got absolutely no care in the world for this whatsoever. It's sweet if you want to give it to somebody, but I would have thought from a business point of view, it would have made sense if you could just buy it for $9.99 and give it to somebody as a Valentine's Day gift, rather than having to spend 70 quid on yourself to give somebody else a free gift. Make sense? Am I looking at it the wrong way around? I would have bought that for somebody if I had somebody to buy it for, which I don't, because I don't think my cats would appreciate playing with that. But this is what this looks like. So it's item number 40679. It's 159 pieces, and it looks sweet enough. But at the same time, this is now going to be the giveaway purchase for the next, I would imagine, 14 days. I guess it's going to be up until Valentine's Day. So with all those pre-orders, if you don't want this, then you're not going to get it until this disappears, and then you get given a completely different giveaway, which has nothing to do with Valentine's Day. So I don't know if they shot themselves in the foot with this giveaway purchase or not, but then at the same time, it does look smart enough, I think. So there's not really too much to say about this. It's a little thing in a box with a bit of chocolate, and it has a tile that says love. Really, really, really think this should have been available to buy rather than having to, because you're never going to win the battle, are you? If you give this to somebody that likes Lego, they're going to expect the other £70 that you spent, because they don't want something that's free. But then at the same time, you're never going to, I don't think it's one of those, it's a lose-lose situation for everybody, unless you go to the store together, you buy a nice set for £70, and then you can build that together and have some chocolate as you go, where I definitely will not be doing that. And I'm sure K-Bricks is thrilled that this is the giveaway, this is the giveaway currently, because he is itching to buy some sets. I don't really think he's going to be interested in that whatsoever. Now, things I am very, very interested in. Let's go straight into the new. Now, you might have noticed, let's go straight to newest. And I think on the newest, they've actually got the pre-orders at the top. So we've got the coming soon, unless I did it by mistake. Must have done it by mistake, because I found all the pre-orders. Now, I have literally just gone on the website. Oh, why are they doing that for? So for me to get the picture that we've used for this, it was actually at the top. So I don't understand why they don't put the pre-orders above the newest. So pre-orders, you've got add to bag. These are all the pre-orders that are available at the moment. So we're going to start with the Senna. I love the look of this thing. I'm thinking of maybe making a little go-kart track underneath, get some little cars, get the old cars from 97 out. And I think it'll be a really nice little tribute to Senna and the rest of the F1. But there is a fair few F1 cars to have a look at. And for $69.99, that does look rather smart. But everything else I'm scrolling down is all pre-order. So I don't know if this is a mistake, because there's no way the Ford Mustang was pre-order when I looked last. The BMW definitely wasn't pre-order. Snitch might have been. I don't think the Moon in Orbit was. And then you got all these as well. You got the other car. You got the Harry Potter car that's on pre-order. So are they struggling to get these cars out, or is there just a massive mistake on the Lego website? Because if there is, you can pre-order these right now if you're interested in any of these and get the Valentine's Day gift. But the whole Harry Potter wave is now available for pre-order, which I have never ever seen before. And we're still going down, and we've got all of the Team Spidey stuff and the motorcycle on pre-order. So there must be something wrong with that, I would imagine. Or at the same time, I've just gone mad, but I can't visualize all of these being on pre-order. I mean, why are they all on pre-order? Nor they don't really need to be, I don't think. I really think something might have gone wrong. But the reason why I've been scrolling down is I spotted this as well. Now, $8.99 just for the 2 minifigures alone. This will be the first thing we click on. What a beautiful looking thing this is. And I don't mean the actual shaft, I mean the minifigures themselves. So we have got, I do believe, a nice fancy Electro and a different type of Spidey in the gold, which does look very, very nice indeed. And that is $8.99. And again, it does say pre-order it now and it will ship on the 1st of March. So if you bought this for $8.99 and bought a load of other bits and pieces under the pre-order, what they will do is they will ship. In fact, let's try it. Let's see if it is actually an error. Let's view my bag. I did this last time. I've got to delete all of these bits and pieces. So I've got these in here. So let's get rid of that. And get rid of that. And let's see. There we go. So I've got to spend £41 more to get free delivery. So as it stands right now, we are going. So, right. I don't know. But yeah, pre-order. So again, I will go by what the website says for now, but I would take it with a pinch of salt. It's pre-order this item today, and it was shipped from the 1st of March, 2024. If you're a fan of this, it is a 4+ set. It's got 2 really nice, good-looking minifigures on the back, and it's got a cool little street light. But the car itself is just a simple thing, just be a big chassis, big brick build. It's now a very good price point, if you think about it, because these 4+ sets, when they first came out, we all said they were really, really expensive, but something which is much smaller, good little bit of fun, and some nice minifigures. I think this will sell really, really well, I think. Now, moving on to the next thing. What do we have? We are looking at... We'll have a look at this sorting hat before we get to the Senna, because the Senna is something I really want to have a look at. I've got my phone right beside me, so I'm waiting for a couple of people to drop me a message saying that they're going to be jumping into this stream. So that should be good fun, because we'll have one person that will want to talk about the Ninjago, and then we'll have somebody else that will want to talk about the Harry Potter as well. So that will be interesting. Now, $89.99, the talking sorting hat. Again, it's all pre-order. So if I did this, do I break the price point? Yes, there we go. Now, I do believe what it will say, which doesn't make any sense to me, is they will ship. It does state that they will be shipped on the 1st. But I think, you would imagine the giveaway purchase would be shipped with it. I don't understand. They wouldn't ship something for free. No. Look, thinking too far into this. Now, more importantly, the minifigure. Is this the first time we've seen this minifigure, or is it the first time we've got the hat? I don't think I've ever seen that piece before. I can imagine, again, this selling very, very well. How many pieces are there? Let's have a look. So $89.99, 720 points, 561 pieces, item number 7642 and 9. I reckon the base of that is the size of the Spider-Man final battle, I would imagine, because there's no way that is the size of her noggin. Yeah, that it is. It's the same. It's the same pieces, just in a different color. So I've got it in black. And the hat's, yeah, fair enough. Again, it's one of those. I would imagine you're paying a lot of money for this brick. So whatever this talking brick thing is, I would imagine that you're paying for the technology within that. But if you're a Harry Potter fan, by the looks of it, there is obviously all the stuff now available to pre-order, and I think there is some new bits and pieces out as well, so you can get your teeth sunk into those. The next thing that is available for pre-order, didn't even know this was a thing, which is the Red Fox. So $44.99. Look at that happy little smiley face, isn't that cute? So I would imagine some of you might really like this one. If not, you don't. But it's $44.99 again, available for pre-order. You will get the giveaway purchase with this again if you order this now. 667 pieces, 360 points. Item number 3115 and 4. Has it got any of the dimensions on the? Is it 3 and 1? So it is. So you can make an owl and a squirrel. So you can buy that 3 times if you want to for 45 quid a pop. Does look smart then. There it is. There's the other one. So that is your owl. That looks very pretty. The tree looks nice. Let me get that up there so we can actually see it a little bit better. And then we have got the squirrel, which looks nice. Not too sure what is going on with that. Okay. Right, so what do we think? Let us know when you're watching this back on the replay, because I know I always go live at an awkward time, and I know you guys and girls do watch this back, so just going through all this live rather than having to spend the whole hassle and nightmare of trying to get everything rendered to put together. But that is that's the first 3 in 1 I've seen coming for March. Now, what I do want to get straight onto is this. I want to get the car. We're going to go over the cars now in detail. So that was just a quick thing. Now, this thing here. Oh, I didn't even know that this was coming out on the 1st of March. If the giveaway purchase was not a Valentine's Day love gift box, not that I would have bought this with something else to hit a price point, but I'm not in no rush for it at the same time, because I could just go in on the 1st of March. Now, if you don't know who Senna is, then really this is completely wasted on you. But how popular the Concorde was, with how fast that sold out and how hard that was to get for a good amount of time, this is going to be one of those sets. Anybody that has anything sporting related, it doesn't matter if you're in motorbikes, it doesn't matter what it is, this is what you will want. So if you like your minifigures and you can get yourself a Senna figure, and don't forget they have got all the licensing on that with the time to top he wore, and they've even got his race helmet in the yellow with a really nice green around the outside. And obviously you can see it says there, no matter what your dream is, you have to dedicate yourself entirely to it. So Ayrton Senna, he was the driver that was tragically killed in one of the F1 races with, I do believe it was I don't know, it was a suspension spring that came out. Something went wrong, basically. But it's just a display piece, so don't forget it looked nice on the stand. It's a nice display piece, and I do like the fact that they've got this bit just up on here. And it's interesting that they've managed to get this car, because obviously we've seen the other McLaren cars that they've done, but this was under the Honda license. So I wonder if we're going to get any new Honda cars coming out in the future, because of how that works with regards to obviously the sponsorship and everything. It's obviously quite tricky for Lego with regards to the F1. But you can see they've got all the shell up there. Now, don't forget, Lego used to do all the shell garages, and they used to have the shell sponsorship on all the F1 tracks, and then they changed it to their own octane fuel instead. So if you do have some of the OG fuel stations with shell, it might be interesting if you can start getting those back out again. But this set, let's go through what this looks like before we go through everything else. It is, again, pre-order 1st of March, $69.99, item number 10330, 693 pieces, and it is at 560 points. So you have got plenty to play with and do if you want to get that for yourself. I think that does look very nice. This is definitely on my list. I think it's just going to be a nice looking thing. It'd be nice if they can do more of them on a stand. A bit like what they've just done with the Star Wars stuff. because sometimes when it's just by themselves, it looks lost. But this could work very, very well as a museum piece for me. I just got, because I don't think it's going to be massive. It doesn't look like it's huge with regards to the scale. What we'll be clicking on in a second does look a lot bigger, but with regards to this, I think it looks all right. But you can see it's got the proper racing slicks on, so that's how they were back then. I don't think they had the line on the tire. Don't think they did. So that is what that is. And on here, it is the 1988 Formula One Car Constructors Cup Championship. So it's the MP4-4 won basically everything. It was just unbeatable. This car for many, many years won many, many trophies. And I wonder if it actually says... no, they won't give you that information, will they? Yeah, it does say they're one of the most successful F1 racing cars of all time, and it's also got a displayable Senna. That Senna minifigure will be worth a lot of money. But then the set itself isn't a huge price point, if you think about it. But I think that minifigure is going to be worth quite a bit of money. But it does look very, very nice. I'm a big fan of that, as you can quite tell. So that is a nice looking thing. And it has got, well, I was about to say the colours it's using, but the sponsorship that was also on this car, and you can guess where that would be, where, for example, here, that bit on the back wing, there, where that sort of red piece is, and this bit at the front is a different kind of licensing that they definitely haven't used, because it's to do with the cigarette company. So that's quite interesting, because they've not put on all of the stickers that would have been on this car. So this was the very, very good approach by Lego to be able to do that. And I am intrigued, because there's a lot of good Honda cars, and there are some. It could open up a lot of doors, actually, if they are able now to do the different Honda bits and pieces, because you could then start looking at different rally stuff. You could start looking at other bits and pieces like that as well. And I know there are some new motorbikes coming out, so maybe motorsport might be the way that they're going down. But we will see, because obviously the Speed Champion cars are fantastic. We know that, but we have got these. So we've got the McLaren Formula E race car. There's a few to go over before I click on them. So it's a McLaren Formula E race car, 46.99. That we've clicked on already in a different upload, but I will go back to that. Now there is also, are they going to put, is it on the new? Is it on page 1? It's going to be just under coming soon. Yeah, so that's just, so again, it's just weird, because you've got that is available for pre-order, and then you've got the really expensive ones, which are just coming soon. So this is the E performance. So it's the F1, it's the F1 W14E. For a second, I misread that. I was like, is that the Formula E race car? No, that is the Formula 1 race car. And they have used this for McLaren as well as Mercedes. Now, it's lucky that these don't come with minifigures after the news of Lewis Hamilton signing with Ferrari for the 2025 season. I think that's all over. That's all over the news at the moment. So it's all up in the air. But this does look quite smart, to be honest. So you can see what the race car looked like and what the actual Lego set looks like. And to be honest, that front wing, I don't think that's the F1 car, you know. I think that's the E. It can't be, though, surely. I just don't recognise. Literally, if I get any closer to the screen, I'm going to headbutt the screen. It just doesn't look like it's the same shape on the front end, but I'm sure it is, because it's there. But you can see how interesting that is going to be put together, all the Technic pins. And also what's going to be really interesting with that is all those lovely stickers that you're going to have to put on. So you've got all of the sponsorship stickers, I guess, from that car. Now, I wonder if they've learned from their mistake with McLaren, because they actually did get some of the sets out into the shops, before the new season, and they had actually changed sponsorship, and they actually had to just replace the sets with the updated sticker packs, or the newer sets were just on the shelf. Because I remember seeing somebody in Australia, is it Holly on Film? She went in there and she said it herself that it had all changed over. Now, there is a lot going on with that. So again, if you are a fan of any of these F1 cars, let us know when you're watching this back on the replay. And if you do like your Technic pieces, then obviously it's going to be definitely one for you. But it is under the Technic range. So that means this will be in a huge sale in the UK, because the Lego Technic sets do not stay full price. Apart from the Lego website, they don't stay full price at all. So we could go to our local toy shop in Smiths. This will be probably by summer, 80 quid off. Do you get this for £100? So with regards to this, it's 1,642 pieces. Item number 42171 is 1,520 insider points, and it is obviously under the 18 plus bracket. It does look smart. Be interesting to see what colour they're going for this year. But you can see what that looks like in hand. So they're big things. They are big cars. Looks like the Bugatti and the Lambo and everything that they do as well. They are large things. And what I do quite like about the Technic is that most of their cars scale exactly the same, but the price just reflects the brick count. So that have a look at now. I think we've got the other McLaren, which is the E as well. And then I'm just going to get tucked straight into the Ninjago sets. Actually, there's some others in here. There's the carousel ride as well. I have not yet clicked on that. I've not yet clicked on the sea animal. So the phone box is now available, $99.99. It is still available. It's not sold out. And that, I don't know if that was available to pre-order. Now, the thing that we've just looked at is also this, but you can get as a pullback. And to be fair, that shape actually looks quite nice. I prefer the wheels on that as well. And that's a Technic set. So they're doing two Technic sets of the same car, but this one is just you pull back and he just flies forward. So I guess you got one that's more for collecting and one for play. That's a 7 plus set. So they're just surprised that you've used the exact same car at the exact same time. So it is, again, is what it is. It's not. I'm not in charge of any of that. And now this. $20.99. So they're now doing the smaller cars as well, are they? So they are. So you're now getting, I was about to say, Speed Champion. So Speed Champion F1 team. Well, that would be very, very interesting, because that would be a really nice scale if they did a few more of those, because you could easily set them up on a racetrack. So come on, Lego. Don't just give us one, because I want to make a display out of more than one. So that I will be getting, because I want to see what that looks like. You can see you've got all the DeWalt stickers. Obviously, it's packed with stickers, but they've got to be, because they're full of sponsorships. So they're not going to print these off separately. But they did have the nice wheels. So this is the car, I think, from last year. So you've got the chrome with the chrome wheels on the inside. You've got all the DKK sponsorship on the back. Then you've got all the McLaren. Then you've got the watch. And then you've got Dell and everything on the inside. And then you've got obviously your generic minifigure. It's not going to tell you who that is, but it has got the McLaren licensing on. And also you've got the helmet and everything on there as well. So looks nice, I think. I think that does look smart. It'd be very interesting to see what they do with that, with regards to, are they going to do more? I really hope they're going to do more, because I can mix this in with the go-kart track that I was thinking of doing. And it would look nice, I think, because I could have the big Senna car. Just with the track going around it. I think that would look lovely. And there's your more photos. And then you've got the little bits and pieces on the back, and you've even got the nice little steering wheel as well. So there is a lot of detail to this one. Yeah, loads of detail on that. So no, I'm happy with that. I'm glad that they've gone into that. I knew there was some new Speed Champions coming out, but I didn't realise they were going to be going into the F1, because obviously what they can do with this scale is they can also do the Formula, potentially the Formula 2 if they've got the license. But I know they've got the E, because we've just seen that car, because that's the one that's available for pre-order. So we can potentially start creating nice displays with all of that. But that is covered. That's covered. That's covered. Everything else below that we've already seen. So these are all out now. So the Iron Spidey's out. All of these are out. I won't click on any of these, but we'll just quickly cover all the bits and pieces that have come out today. And then they've randomly just put a pre-order in with the stuff that is out today. And now we've got more pre-orders. It's so complicated. I don't know why they're doing what they're doing, but this is what I meant by the E. You can see the shape is completely different. So I would potentially think that they might be able to have a more squished version. All the Harry Potter stuff is obviously coming out in March. I thought that was coming out now, actually, to be honest, but clearly I am completely wrong. And there seems to be lots and lots of pre-orders on there. And then we've got all the Star Wars stuff for the pre-order. When does it all start with regards to the February stuff? So the family tree is still available. So that's surprising. I thought that would have gone, but no, $79.99, limited for 3 still. I'm sure some of you would have picked that up day one, because I know it does look a very nice set, which we have covered that in massive detail. And obviously we've got all the police and everything else. So we are up to date with all the stuff that's coming for February. So let's go up to the first page. God, this Valentine's Day drop tab is massive today. And we will click on this for the first time. I want to see exactly what this looks like, because I think this could work very well for my own display. Right, so what do we have? What do we have? We are looking at a nice carousel, $21.99. 1st of March 2024. It is item number 40714, 232 pieces, 8 plus. Is it just it's just a generic? It's not under the kind of have new Chinese New Year, but then now they've just got these little banners on. So it just works for me. It works for me as a little set. It's, what have you got? A swan? I think what else is there? There's a whale. Oh no, you got more than 2. So this looks like it's just the same size scale as the ice skating rink. Did anybody see the ice skating? Can you remember the ice skating rink that came out as a giveaway purchase? It looks like it's that sort of size. Minifigures are nice. Obviously, you get your nice ticket booth. Obviously, you get this special golden ticket that they always come with, and then you have got, that's the system. That's the same system as the ice skating rink. Got a nice little T-shirt print on there, nice little jumper, nice little camera, and then you've got, was that a little panda jumper? Yeah, a little panda or a little cat jumper. They got a picture of all the minifigures side by side. Of course they haven't. Brilliant. Okay, so we can't actually see. Oh, there she is. So the little in there, got the banana peel, which seems that seems to be a popular element at the moment. There seems to be a fair few of these banana peels dotted all over the place. And then we have got obviously her with the token. So that is the second time I've seen that now. I think the first time I saw that was in the Harry Potter bank, because normally it's just the 100 note that they hold, but obviously it's a little bit different with that. So that is a nice looking little set for $21.99. I would think that will be in all shops, but it didn't say exclusive or hard to find. So that will be coming to, I would say our local toy shops like Smith's and things, but that box artwork kind of looks like it's just the Legoland parks that have that kind of thing. Because there is a new Legoland exclusive set, which isn't on the Lego website, and that does look rather smart as well. Now there is some more Harry Potter new bits and pieces up at the top. We've got the brick heads, which I'll click on next. Once I've clicked on whatever this sea animal thing is, and then we would have covered all of the odds and sods that have just all been dumped on the Lego website at the same time. So this is another 3-in-1. So this is the second 3-in-1 creator set coming out. So we have got this as what looks like your main build. So you've got your crab, your turtle, you've got your nice little fish, well, all different fishes on there. And then you've got these cool elements just on there. That looks nice and smart. And then you've got all of these little bits and pieces up here. So that does look nice. Now, what is the others? So you've got the stand you can build, or you can do it that way. Option number 1, 2, 3. As you can see, all the animals change as well as the base. So that's a cool looking thing. You've got all the different bits and pieces there. So you've just got the 2 ones on there, or you got those. I guess you can mix and match and pick and choose. That's completely up to you. Again, might be something that might sell well. It might be popular. It might not be. But it does look smart enough. Again, coming on the 1st of March, that'll be available, I would think. The 3-in-1s come straight to all the UK toy outlets in the UK, and it doesn't say exclusive or hard to find again on the side. So I would imagine they will be easy enough to get your hands on. So does it look smart enough? And we will. I don't think there's anything else to click on. I think what we will be tucking into is, sorry, waiting for, thought an Instagram message just pinged through, is we are looking for, we've got one more set apart from that Harry Potter. No, Harry Potter it isn't. So this is the other one that's just been added. We're at $44.99. You can tell I'm tired tonight. We have got the Prisoners. So it's 5 for $44.99. So this is very similar to the 5-pack that they did for the Star Wars. So they do the individuals, and then they'll get you with a 5-pack, which is 697 pieces. Item number 40677 is a 10+ set. Not available for pre-order, but everything else for March seems to be currently. That's your box artwork. What I do believe will be from the back. I don't like what they've been doing for all of this March and February, where they put the box and the stuff in the box on the same photo, rather than just doing that and the box at the front and the box at the back. Because on some of them, you can't actually see who the minifigures are and who they're supposed to be on some of the sets, because it's just too small. I can zoom in on this screen, so it's all right. But on the brickheads, you can see it's clear enough. You can see who they're supposed to be. But I was doing it for one of the Ninjago sets last night, and because it was, the writing was so small, and it's only on the front of the box, you physically could not see it at all. Even though I tried to do it this way and make it as massive as possible, it just wasn't working. But if this is going to be in your collection, obviously please do let me know if you think that you're going to be adding this to your own display. They do look, again, I say this all the time, they always look a little bit odd when you just got one by themselves. I've got 1 or 2 of them. I got some Halloween ones, and they look great together, but just having the odd one on the shelf doesn't look right. But having all of these grouped together, I think it looks nice. I think it's one of those. What do we think of the price point, though? Having 5 of them for 44, they're £9 each. We've got 9, 18, 27, 36, 45. So they're still £9 each, aren't they? So you're still paying your normal brickhead price. You're not actually getting a discount on that, because the brickheads are £9.99, aren't they? So yeah, 9, 18, 27, 36, 45. So you save a penny, I think. Yes, Rocky, save a whole penny. You coming in? So I have one of my cats is about to jump right on my head. So this should be quite interesting. Now, time to tuck into the Ninjago then. So we've covered all the bases in the first 34 minutes. So we're doing good so far. I knew there was a lot to cover, because normally I don't kick off until 10. So we will tuck into these now. What do we start on? We'll start on the small ones, and we'll just get bigger and bigger. I think that's what we'll do. We'll go back to by price. How should we do it? Let's go by cheapest. So the Young Dragon. So some of these I do want to add. Some of them I appreciate them, but I wouldn't need them as such. And the nice thing is about the Ninjago sets is that you can clearly see that there's a price point for absolutely everybody. So this thing here, you have got the nice dragon. Obviously, you're going to have some stickers on the side just there. I would imagine that is a one big print, though, for the face. That would be a bit difficult to put that sticker on. And then you can see, again, I would imagine you would have a sticker just on that bit because they're just the matching pieces. If they're prints, then happy days, but we'll soon find out. And you can see it comes with the 3 minifigures. Now, these 2 ninjas, they were available in the BAM, in the Builder minifigure, the halfway, probably 3/4 of the way through last year when the new massive markets came out. So when the markets came out, you got these in civilian form, but you didn't get them in ninja form. And then you could get them straight away. But they did do sets with those in as well. And you can see what that minifigure looks like. He does look pretty cool. So you can see also on here, we have the box art. And this is what I mean with the box artwork. It's just too small. So you can't see that, I don't think. I mean, I can't see without zooming in who those characters are supposed to be. But luckily, I can. I know a lot of people can't do that. So I think that ideally, Lego, don't. Or bring the box closer so we can actually see what's what. Because I don't know why they've started to just do the same picture twice. It's the exact same photo, but they've just added the box in. But they've added the box in the wrong place. But that is the set in all of its glory with regards to the 2 figures. You can see that it does seat 2, and you've got all 4 of those. So I think with regards to the brick count, obviously the thing that you're building is just the dragon. Obviously, that makes perfect sense. It does have obviously a little, does it have a little feature? I don't think it does. I wouldn't imagine any of those pieces move. There's no Technic bits in there. That is what we want. So that is all 3 of those minifigures. They do look nice, and these new ones here, they do look smart as well, and you do get a good handful of them in the new set that's come out. So I think they do look really, really smart. So if you are a Ninjago fan and you have been watching the current series, then obviously let us know if you do like the look of these, because I think they're probably some of the better villains in a while with regards to the print. Just don't know what obviously the series is to do with regards to all the wolf bits and pieces, but that is obviously one of the sets that we will be taking a look at in a second. So that is I would say the budget price. It's just obviously priced apart. For the Ninjago is always good. You basically pay for what you get with Ninjago. So $12.99 will get you 3 minifigures, 132 pieces, but you don't even class that because it's technically 4 things, isn't it? Because you're just building a huge dragon, which is right. So that's all that is, and it looks really smart. I think it's a very fair price point for that one. So it's good that one's come in. So the next one up from $12.99, I do believe is it is the mech. Now with this mech, again, 3 minifigures with this one. You get another one of those villains, and the box artwork on this is we covered one of these before because we've already seen these 2. So these 2 are also coming out, or they're out already. So you can mix and match all 3 of these at the bottom. And obviously, you get that. So this minifigure now you're getting a couple of times. But the green minifigure, Lloyd, they've all got the sort of dragon-esque faces on at the front. But this mech isn't huge, but the other one that we're about to have a look at looks like it's absolutely massive. And then they're the 2 minifigures at the bottom. So again, you've got the blue with that bit on there. You've got all the different detail on the front of these minifigures compared to what they were. So if you are a original Ninjago fan, or you've seen them at any of the Legoland parks, they are slightly different now to what they were, which is always a nice thing. I think it's quite nice they get updated. And I do believe there is somebody here. So when I get a wave, I can let him in. So I've just seen him gulping some water. We have a yo Joe from Jay. Jay, how are we, sir? You just give us a thumbs up and I'll let you in. Are you ready? Yeah, perfect stuff. Right, Jay, welcome. How are we, sir?
Yo Joe, hello. Happy G.I. Joe Day, everybody.
G.I. Joe Day.
It is International G.I. Joe Day, of all days to be. So I have decided to join you to talk about all that G.I. Joe Lego. I have no idea. There's a day for everything, isn't there?
There is, yeah. That there is. So I'm assuming straight to Star Wars then.
I probably would be my area of expertise, which I assume I've been.
So I thought that would be the case.
Great detail.
I've got all of the newer stuff out the way. I went on early on purpose. So we've got all the Ninjago stuff still to cover. So we've covered those two. We'll come back to those in a second. So Jay is our Star Wars specialist. He is the man when it comes to Star Wars. Now, Jay, are you
Ninjago,
excited?
I have the same name as a character, but that's about it.
Well, these two, this set here, this Wolf Mask Shadow Dojo and this thing, they are beautiful looking things. But
that mountain thing looks nice, whatever that is, that waterfally mountain.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Look at that. We'll be looking at that in massive detail. So that's the back of it and that's the front of it. But yeah, it does look very, very good. Right, I'm just going to get the Star Wars stuff up, Jay, and then I've got to let my cat out.
Let your cat out.
Got to let the cat
is that
out.
An innuendo, or you got to let your cat out?
No, it's literally not. It's not that sort of thing. So which way do you want to? What do you want to click on first?
Let's just go through it all, I suppose. So what we got? Fine, just go left to right, and let's go. So the first one, by the looks of it, is boarding the Tantive 4. By the looks of it, well, I can see there.
We're going for that one, are we? So 4. So we got this is the one, the exclusive minifigure, I do believe. Is that right?
Let's have a look. Let's have a study here. Oh, this looks good. So yes, that is ARC Trooper 5s, if I'm not mistaken, from the Clone Wars. So how he's quite popped up in a New Hope set doesn't make the greatest of marketing sense, in my opinion. But I guess they want you to chase these exclusive 25th anniversary of Lego minifigures down. So I guess you have to buy all these sets, as they all come with or a lot of them this year will be coming with these 25th anniversary sets.
Yeah, I think so.
I was seeing on your news video, you were saying about the fact that 25th anniversary plinth doesn't attach. And I'm going to assume that is for the reason because the figure that comes with it has nothing to do with the actual play set. So you do want to keep them separately because you wouldn't really want a Clone Wars figure. And yes, you're a mixer, but if you're a Star Wars purist, I don't think you want ARC Trooper 5s on Tantive 4.
No, it's a bit for me. It's a little bit odd because there's two things that I'm a bit confused with this set. One of them is the randomness of that figure and where's it going to lead, and the other thing is the Technic pins. Because are they going to carry on with this, or are they going to do what they did? Are they going to do as dirty like they did with the Sonic the Hedgehog collector's set, where they left the Technic pins in for the second level and then never released it?
I was assuming with this that they're there in case you want to buy 2. You just stick a couple of your pins in and you build the corridor the other way because there's nothing else that would attach to this ship. It is purely just more corridor pieces.
Yeah,
the corridor is long. You could probably attach 6 to 8 of these in a row if you really want. That's a
very quick way of spending 600 quid if you want to.
Yeah. So I think it potentially is for army building purposes because as long as you can build the doors the other way, because the corridor itself in the movie does have those sliding doors every sort of 6 intersections basically, and it can be double deep because the corridor would go the other way. So whether you've got any way of building it to make it sort of deep, I don't know.
Well, what I've just noticed is that first photo is pinless, but the second photo actually has the Technic pins attached.
So it does come with the.
So
I think they're trying to get you to buy 2. I think. That's
I reckon so. I obviously, me being an absolute genius, I never ever read the bits and pieces. So I'm sure somebody somewhere would have read this.
In the description.
Oh, hang on. Oh, here we go. Jay, you nailed it. Connectors allow builders to add another 7538 set sold separately to extend the corridor.
Genius. I don't even know Lego, but I know Star Wars.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So you can just extend it to as long as you like.
So let's be honest. I'm going to tell you have to buy this, but how long are you going to build this?
Well, how long does it need to be from a theme park perspective? Do I just have a one and done, or is this my footpath?
The fact that it's a corridor, it's almost an entrance area, or it is, as you say, a footpath leading the Tantive corridor, ladies and gentlemen, leading through the Star Wars land. You can have 8 of them, literally the way in. There's slidey doors at every point. You can have a little kiosk man with his little ticket. You can get yourself some of those little Lego barriers. You could turn this. We could theme park this in a second. I'm having.
I reckon we could do a good job with that. And then what I could do with all these exclusive random minifigures I'm going to get of the same figure, I could sell them for £3.
So what's the price on this one then?
This price is £49.99.
Oh, that's £49.99. Okay, and how many pieces?
So, well, it's not so much the pieces because the pieces on this isn't too bad. It's 502 pieces.
Oh, okay.
But don't
forget you do 10p get then.
But you do get what's that? Sorry,
you're already at 10p a brick then, so we're not too bad.
10p a brick, but you do. They seem to have clocked on that we do enjoy a good minifigure, so you are getting 6.
Okay.
Well, what you got to remember is I'll zoom in for you because what you got to remember is with that corridor scene from Mando with Luke, you only got 3 troopers and Luke.
Right.
Whereas this one, you're getting one of them is the one that gets strangled, the 2 get shot, and then
I don't need descriptions. Let's go. So we got Darth Vader, A New Hope, because we got the green and the red, so that's good.
Yep,
that's A New Hope Vader. You got 2 generic stormtroopers, so that's good. Of course, you could knock one of their helmets off as an Easter egg.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of doing. Yeah,
that corridor. So you've got then. In the brown, you've got Captain Antilles. I would assume that's supposed to be Captain Antilles. And then you've got 2 Rebel Fleet Troopers, just generic Rebel Fleet Troopers. So everything you could need for this scene, I suppose, supposedly. You could also put your layer in there, your 3PO, as they sort of run off down the corridor. Your R2. Yep. So lots you could do with this.
Yeah, that's it. I think so. And the box artwork looks nice. It looks attractive. It's all the new artwork with the nice blue.
Yeah, this is the new 25th anniversary package, isn't it? I spotted this the other day. It's new, new art. It's got play features, is it?
Yes, it has. Yeah, at the top, just there. Look.
Oh, you can do the.
I'm having a bit of a problem with their Valentine's Day gift. It keeps getting in the way. It's teasing me. I don't care about the Valentine's Day gift. Nobody likes me, so.
Oh, is it a giveaway? Is it or something?
Oh yeah. Well, just watch it back. It's nothing special, but I've covered that already.
Okay. So you've got so you've got play features, and the door slides open then. Okay.
Yeah.
And I suppose you wouldn't need to build it backwards if you're adding extendable pieces on, because the corridors do open that way. You probably just have to put the pinned ones. There's that long piece on the other side.
Yeah, I'm assuming what they do is where we've got the door here where they're opening through. Obviously, that's where I would imagine there'd be. Well, there isn't, is there? That's interesting. That's a good spot, Jay.
Yeah, so I guess you'd have
to. Well,
this
bit here where the door is hasn't got the Technic holes. So how are you supposed to connect it if you just wanted to connect it full length? You are going to have to do it in reverse.
So what you're going to have?
What's that?
They're going to give you a spare one of those, like a spare length. You could then put a Technic piece on.
So you can only connect 2 together then, because what they'll do is you would have to. Oh, how stupid is that? Why didn't they just put a Technic bit on the other side as well? So you could have just built that again and added it on and just repeated the same thing as a corridor, because this bit going across would have been in multiple sections as well, but you can't. By the looks of that, you can't just click it in and carry on. So you're going to have to spin it around the other way or build it in reverse.
Yeah, I guess they're only intending you to put one on, I suppose. And does their description say multiple or just an?
Wait,
what's their wording like in that description?
Allows builder to add another 75387.
Yeah, so just add another, I suppose, a singular.
But how are you going to do that without having to modify everything? That's completely pointless.
Because I guess if they are just telling you to put one additional piece on, then on the second piece you put the Technic hole piece on the left and put the flat bit on the right. So then both of your outer edges are completely sealed, rather than having holes sticking out your outer edges. Unlike my NECA Turtles playset that does the opposite of that and leaves the brick.
The only thing that might be its saving grace, and it's because it's not pictured, because it is this bit on the corner where you got the door. I wonder if this whole section's removable and it's in by the Technic piece already, and then you could actually just take this off and then put it onto the other side.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of which it would work, but it's not pictured.
As usual, we are getting confused by Lego's promotional images.
It's just stupid, to be honest. The back of that, obviously you can't, but it does. It looks, because it looks like you build it in two sections. You've got the corridor, you've got the shaft of the corridor where they stand on, and it does look like the door is a separate build.
Yeah.
So it would make sense if this whole door just came off to show the Technic pins on the other side, and then you could just add the door on the other side, so you could just build it the same, but put the door where you wanted, rather than having
Maybe there'll be an additional instruction in the manual when you get it to say how to extend the piece.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't do a very clear job of the new Spider-Man set, but it kind of looks like that is, because it's that just one corridor. It kind of does look like that door's going to be there, but I don't know. Ideally, it'd be easy, and yes, it would be nice to have multiple. Because if that was a removable, you could have multiple ones of them. But if not, you are going to have to do two, and you are going to have to modify it completely. So it might be worth exploring that one and seeing exactly what we can do.
Yeah, I'm sure they've thought of something in there, haven't they? How long has it got? Is it March?
Sure,
is it?
Yeah, 1st of March. 1st of March. But it's pre-order now. So if you ordered it now, they'll ship it on the 1st of March.
Right. Okay.
And if a good giveaway was about, you would be entitled to that good giveaway as well.
Oh, I can see the Valentine's little love gift there.
Yeah, it's 70 quid. It's a love box. So yeah, it just says "I love you" on it. It's worth $9.99. And instead of being able to buy it, you have to do it as a giveaway. Good evening to the cheeky monkey. How are we? How is the monkey? Oh, there we go. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, so I said, was she? she was somewhere. She was somewhere. Right, Jay.
Ooh, look at this. Now this is
Come
good.
on. Let's talk about something positive.
Well, I like the Tantive 4, so that's a good start for me. I like the play set. I think he needs at least two, so that's £100 of his money I've spent, and I've just spent another 75, ladies and gentlemen, because this has to be purchased now. But in a way, I've saved you money on this one, because you potentially then don't need to get the UCS ship. That was
I won't get the UCS Falcon, obviously not. No,
I've effectively cost you 75, but saved you 600 odd in an additional Falcon. Because they've nailed this. I've seen this going around a lot of the action figure groups. I know even Kapow Toys, one of our UK action figure retailers, have been sharing this and saying how good it looks. Because unlike the sort of £150 playset version that I just didn't like the design of, they've really done. This has sold this whole line of these mini ships to me. The detail they've got on this, and the way that this almost looks literally like a mini version of the UCS set. The way they've used those pieces.
Great, 100%. You've nailed that on the head. It's exactly what I said the other day. I think it is almost like a shrunken down version of a UCS set, and I'm sure there's Easter eggs inside it as well, because it does look like some of these panels are removable. So they will more than likely have the little table bit in there that was in the big UCS
the chessboard. Yeah.
Okay. It's got to be in again because they're so good at taking photos. They haven't taken a photo of it, but I would imagine it will be there. So I'm calling it now. The only thing it's missing, which is a shame, is a minifigure. And really, what they could have done is just done one that's already out in a set. It doesn't need to be an exclusive figure. It could have just been a hand that we've had 300 times before. But I think that would really finish it off. So where that silver thing is, all I'm going to do is just take that silver grid off, that grill. They've done it on purpose, and they know what they're doing. They put that there to go, if you want a minifigure, buy your own. So, yeah, they're not stupid. But, yeah, the detail and the layering on that is, well, I think it looks gorgeous.
Yeah, It does. I like the blue as well. The blue piping around, having attempted to help you build the back end of the UCS Falcon. Again, that looks like a similar piece, but just a smaller version of the light piping, obviously simulating the Falcon taking off here. They've gone for the traditional satellite dish, the round one, as opposed to the rectangular one of the sequel trilogy. So whether they'll pack you an interchangeable piece that you could switch the dishes, I don't know.
What's it saying it's actually from? It just says Falcon. That's what that is. It just says Falcon, but it has got the limited. It's got the new 25 years of plaque.
So I'm assuming a lot of sets this year will have that on then as a plaque.
Yeah, so they've got the plaque bit on there, but
do we get any dimensions how actually big this is?
To be fair, if for length and it does length and girth. Here we go. So this is 9.5 inches in length, and it is 5 inches in height.
Okay, so it's not 24. It's not too bad then. It's not tiny.
No, they're good healthy scales. But the nice thing is, as we know, is because it's on a stand, you can put a nice sort of path underneath it and do some bits and pieces with that. And I think it would look quite smart.
Just under half a table then in width. The length is half a table of your width, isn't it? Because you've got about 60 centimeters in width on your table. So if you put it lengthways, that's going to take up 24. So it's 3 inches short of that. So okay, yeah. So it's still a fair size. Now I think a lot of these together is going to create quite the display now.
Yeah. The fact that what they've done cleverly is they've released more than one at the same time. So people have gone, okay, I can see where you're going with that. The only thing is that I think a lot of people now will want to backtrack the last year's giveaway purchase, which is the Death Star, which is this scale on a stand.
Right, okay.
So I would imagine if anybody is thinking, because that was the only way of getting these. It was naughty because the only way of getting that, you had to spend a certain amount of money on Star Wars Lego only to be able to get that giveaway purchase last year.
Right, okay. I'm gonna eBay it in the background to see how expensive it is.
Yeah, give it a go. I'll quickly go through the box artwork with everybody. So this is the bit at the back. You can see what that looks like in the bottom left-hand corner. I do like the new blue. I think the blue's going to stand out really nicely on the shelf. It's for me, it's always all about point of sale with regards to how eye-catching stuff is. That's why I'm really intrigued about the boxes, because obviously we know what the final product looks like, but if it doesn't stand out to people on the shelf, what you've got to think of, it's not going to sell as well. Because you've got to think not everybody is into Lego or toys, but people do buy each other birthday and Christmas presents. And if the box artwork looks rubbish, you're not going to pick it up. I know cost comes into that massively, but I think on the front of that box, and the box does look like it's quite a good size as well. So I do like the blue. And the one thing I did notice is that I do believe we have the blue for the Falcon. And if we move on to the next set, as Jay has a hunt in the background, I'll go back to R2D2.
I have found it.
We have the red artwork on the back of the invisible hand. Did you spot that, Jay? In there, that's a nice little Easter egg.
I didn't know. So you've got the red of the Sith and the blue of the Jedi. Then we are.
Yes, that's what they've done. So that's
light side and the dark side.
Yeah, that's it. That's a very, very little clever Easter egg. But we'll go to R2D2 first, and then we'll carry on. So I cut you off, Jay. What have you found?
So I found plenty on eBay, and they're all pretty much exactly the same price. So last year's one is the Death Star 2. So it's the version from the Empire Strikes Back, because it isn't finished. It's got an open side on it in that scale. It's going to cost you £55. Loads of them listed and they're all pretty much the same at £55. So that's probably a decent price for a giveaway purchase if you were lucky enough to get one.
Yeah, that's very good call. Good bit of research. Jay is the eBay master. So R2D2, $89.99. Now, I think we all know what this is. What is this though, Jay?
That's Darth Malik, isn't it? I think.
It is that. But what's it from? I haven't got a clue.
Knights of the Old Republic Xbox video game from the original Xbox and PC, I think.
Okay.
He's the main villain of Knights of the Old Republic. So there's comic book series on that, but it's all from the video game. So it's a video game minifigure from many a moon ago, but a popular character in the lore, I would say. But again, a random one to be in with R2.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of people that have already got the UCS version of this, because this is not a UCS R2D2, I think this won't sell very well because they've they literally had one out last year. So
I've seen a lot of these R2 floating around. They've not made it particularly different. They could have added this sort of drinks tray from Return of the Jedi or something. The extensions.
Yeah, they could have done something different.
Goes on some blast effects or something, but it does look the same. So I suppose it's only people new to Lego that are going to get. Oh, he's got his leg's gone in, so he's got the retractable third leg then, or is it just a take?
Oh, that is what it was, because I couldn't figure out what he was doing with his third leg, and I tried to keep a straight face when I was going on about it because they've got this. And I was like, this bit here, and I was like, well, what's this about? What's his third leg for?
Because are they telling you to twist it to put his third leg in? Yeah.
I don't. Do they pop it up? Does it spin round? Does it fall off?
The Star Wars Hasbro Black Series one, you spin the torso and it retracts and sucks in and out the third leg. So he does have a third leg for his faster motion when he's moving. So, and they should. Have they articulated it? Because when he's on the third leg, he tilts back. It shouldn't be straight in his third leg. He should be tilted.
No, we don't want a straight third leg. No, that'll be too painful when it snaps. To be honest, it looks like it's shriveled up because I can't see it for love or money on that photo. But that's one thing they haven't done very well. The photos are awful. For certain things.
His sort of accessories, his prongs that come out. Can you shut the flaps, for want of a better phrase?
Well,
it doesn't look like to me you can.
Going by this thing here, I think it's showing you the 4 different things you can do. So the head can twist. His third leg it slots into its hole, and then these bits clip on. But when I saw this the other day, this bit here where the grey goes into the black, it does look like it's on like a ratchet. So I would imagine that would go flush. Otherwise, it's going to look awful without it. I'm assuming.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't look like you can close them
because it's pictured with them out all the time. But I'm sure you must be able to close it down because these 2 bits, that you will be able to shut them down. They'll rest inside it. These are movable pieces.
You pull them out, and then it does have the hinges. So I think I can see it now at the bottom.
Yeah. It's got the hinges on there, so it will flop down on itself. So yeah, that's
I could see this being quite annoying if I was a Lego collector and I was a minifigure collector, this would really irritate me because I think that Darth Vader could be quite a popular figure, but it's locked behind a £90. It's not even a play set. You can put your minifigures. It's just one of the just large models. So if you don't collect the large models, that's going to be I know you've had it with Punisher and Daredevil, the Craven. They're all like £40 minifigures on the aftermarket, and I can see Malik there being potentially an expensive one.
I think the harder pill to swallow, like obviously with the Punisher and Daredevil and stuff. It's not that I don't mind them being that expensive, but when the set's like £290 or 350 quid, you go, I'm going to spend 40 quid and save 310. But this figure is going to be probably 40 quid and it's a £90 set. So you start thinking to yourself, well, what's the point of spending that amount of money on one figure when you could just get the R2D2 as well? And people end up buying it for maybe the third time, but they know what they're doing with it, so they weren't daft. But again, you've obviously got the R2D2 on his own stand as well. So you got him down on there, and I think that is just a generic R2D2 that you get all the time anyway.
Yeah, doesn't look like anything particularly.
No, there's nothing special about that minifigure, I don't think. But they are squeezing you in on this one. So Jay, are you a fan of this invisible hand?
The invisible hand. So you actually got a fact right, didn't you, the other day on this? You impressed me in the chat. This is General Grievous's ship from Revenge of the Sith. It's a separatist ship. And it is, from the opening battle. So you even got the scene right. I was like, my goodness, he's paid attention. We've learned something.
Yeah.
So I have never seen this in any form. I don't even know if Hasbro have made this back in the original toy line, because this should be massive. This is like it's probably nearly cheese size, as you would say. So the size of an Imperial Star Destroyer to everybody else out there that doesn't refer to Star Wars items as blocks of cheese.
So what Jay's talking about is this. So
there it is.
But they are, for scale, they're your X-Wings, aren't they?
No, they're not X-Wings. They are before X-Wings. They're what became X-Wings in the original trilogy. So that is what they used when they put them in the prequels. For the life of me, I can't remember what they call them, but they are basically they are the same size as an X-Wing. Yeah.
It's a big thing.
It is, So it's a nice ship, and I say it'd be one that would look nice in the collection, because it's a quite unique thing. Well, and it's even longer then. So I'm now half a table in your size in terms of width. They're 30 centimeters, so it's 12 inches, and then by 7 inches on the stand. So again, they're going to make nice display pieces. I think these might appeal outside of just the Lego community for people that just want a little model of said Star Wars vehicles, because these do look very attractive. They've put a lot of effort and attention into actually using Pacific smaller pieces to actually make something that looks more very impressive than it actually could. Because these do look better than some of their sort of £100 play scale.
I agree with that. Yeah, I think somebody's had a lot of time to get this right, and even if you're not a Star Wars fan, you've got to appreciate the fact of somebody has made the effort to make these look as good as possible. And again, I still think there's going to be little Easter eggs inside all of these. There's going to be little Easter eggs going on somewhere. I mean, that's what it looks like in hand. So you can see the size of it there. So it does have some good length.
It's the size of a ruler, isn't it? Effectively, a normal 12-inch ruler is what you'd be looking at there. So that's a fair little size. No, I think you were right. We're saying it's good they've released all these together, because they released them separately. Be like, well, it doesn't scale with anything. But now I think they've clearly shown you where they're going with this line. If it does well, I'm assuming they will continue it, and you could have a whole fleet in this sort of scale.
In my head, all I'm thinking is it's just going to be a full museum. For me, it's a museum scale. You know what I mean, with the figures walking around and
almost a mini land, as you were saying there.
That's it. Star Wars Miniland type. Star Wars Miniland type thing.
You could do with a General Grievous figure on that little space as well.
Yeah, and that silver thing again. So that bit just down there.
No exclusive figures then with these, so it's not every set this year.
It's one of those. I mean, like, I can kind of see why they don't come with figures as well if the figures are quite hard to find. But if it was just a generic figure that they've got out already and they're doing, like any of the figures that could go, even if it's a C-3PO or a Chewie that went with the Falcon, it just gives an idea to people of what can be done. But with something like this, I guess then they maybe have to make different minifigures, and if they are going to go really deep into it, they're going to have to start producing different figures. So it's a shame, but then at the same time, you can just hunt your own ones down for a couple of quid each, and then you can do what you want with it, really. But I think they do look very, very good, and you're right. I think as a full fleet of ships, I think they all look very, very smart together. But this is the corridor, Jay, isn't it?
It is. This is Tantive for itself in full ship format. Always a very weird shaped ship, I always thought, when we originally saw this in A New Hope, the original Star Wars film, of course. One of the opening scenes is that corridor inside, but this is what the actual ship looks like. A big engine, and it's not my favorite design of a ship, but it's a very important ship in the history of Star Wars. And the back end looks really good, I think, in this model.
Yeah,
I think it's quite clever to put out the play set and this at the same time. So you can mix those up. But
So with regards to the ship, and there's quite a lot that goes on with it. what minifigure would you add on the plinth if you were just doing one?
Princess Leia.
You go for Leia?
Yeah, Leia I'd go for Princess Leia in a white outfit from A New Hope is what I would associate with it. I wonder if there's a little Easter egg to the escape capsule that R2 and C-3PO obviously use to get to Tatooine, as she gives the code to R2, and then they float down to your world of sand that we've seen in more Star Wars than anything.
It might be maybe somewhere. Can you see anything?
I can't see anything particularly there, but again, it's hard to tell. I think it's one of the things you'll probably notice as you build it, or again, it could be a reference to certain things inside.
That's a pretty picture from the back. It's a pretty photo. But no,
it does quite well, don't they?
Yes, I think it.
There's the shot then, the shot from the film. As you see, we see your cheese, as you say, following behind.
The cheese comes following behind
the Tantive 4, but they always just say shoot it from the back. These are almost like little models, of course. If anybody out there knows of Star Wars, of course, they were actually back in the 70s using almost the toy scale models to film these actual shots. Some fantastic stuff from ILM Studios. If you watch a documentary of how they made Star Wars, so these little models and the detail on them is reminding me of those actual ships that they would have been using to make it in the model scale themselves.
Yeah, I agree. I mean that's the thing, because obviously we've seen the documentaries with it and how they did that kind of thing, and it just it's they've kind of done a full circle with it, haven't they?
Yeah, even longer than this one, 2 cents, about an inch longer than the invisible hand that we just saw. So you got some.
Yeah, well, I guess what they've done is that they have scaled them bigger or smaller depending on the size of the ship. So I guess it's right, because the cheese that's out at the moment, I don't know if that has the box artwork on with regards to the size. I can have a quick look. So that's the last one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the last one then. So I'm assuming the corridor you'd be in on, and potentially all 3 of these ships as well.
Possibly, yeah. Yeah, the ships in the corridor, yeah. But I mean, with the corridor, we know it's Smith's. There we go. We know it's Smith's, so that'll go down into a massive sale. But I have read that the hand is exclusive to Lego.
Oh, okay.
So everything else would be at all different shops.
The least known of the ships, I suppose, is the hand. Now I know you've wanted this. So now you've got an excuse to buy it. So let's have a closer look at the Super Star Destroyer itself. 17 inches then, so even longer. Okay, so we are scaling.
Which makes sense because it's bigger. Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense. So that works.
Is the box art consistent with the red of the dark side on the?
It is. They have carried on with it, yeah.
Because that is the same on the Death Star as what I've just seen on the giveaway purchase. As the red fading. So this is a continued line then, I would definitely say, going forward.
I would say so. Yeah,
I think then last year as well, the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, I would assume is what that plaque is there on the front.
Have a look. I would say so. Yes, 40th. Yeah. Right, we've had technical difficulties and I've lost the last part of that live stream. So massive thanks to Jay and Saturday Av as well. So now you've got me again, I'm afraid. So after that really interesting bit that we had with the Star Wars stuff, we then carried on and spoke about a load of nonsense for a good sort of 45 minutes. And there must have been a glitch in the YouTube matrix like there sometimes is. And I think I might have hit the wrong button. So we'll pretend it was a glitch, but I think it was me. So what we want is, again, just the newest of this. I'll wrap this up very, very quickly, but these are stunning. So we've got some really, really beautiful things to have a look at. Now, I have covered these in much, much greater detail, and I have literally, as of 2 minutes ago, just looked at these. So we'll look over the bigger ones. You can see these things here are gorgeous. So this is the Dragonstone Shrine, $104.99, coming on March the 1st, 2024. It's 1,212 pieces, item number 519. Now you can see what this looks like. You can see it comes with all the different swords, all the different accessories, and then you have all the other little bits and pieces on there with regards to all the other characters and things like that. So there's a lot going on with this. When I did the video of this as a standalone, I thought this was absolutely beautiful. Seeing it again with Saturday Av, which again, massive apologies to him because he spent his 45 minutes with me doing this, and it would never be seen. So I am very, very sorry. So you have got these little bits and pieces in here, and now if you notice, this looks very, very similar to the spring lanterns that they've done, obviously. With regards to the height, I said before that I think it might be the size of the Spider-Man No Way Home, but I think it's bigger with regards to the height. The base is obviously not circular, clearly. It's just got more. It might be wider, but because you've got these two bits and pieces just here, I think it looks really nice. I think it's a nice looking thing. So if you are a fan of this one, then obviously please do let me know in that comment section below. But I really do like the look of this. And then the minifigures, I think, again, look absolutely gorgeous as well. So you've got 5 really nice minifigures. So you've got the Lloyd there with this beautiful green. I said this in literally in the last upload, that the minifigures from this are fantastic. You are getting different minifigures in this one compared to the other one, even though both of them are the same price, and the brick count is very, very similar as well. So we'll look over both of the big sets to finish. So with this, you have got this feature. So you punch the wall, and that bit comes out on the back. And then you have got this bit at the top where you've got the rocking bit where it rocks from side to side. So some nice little features on there. Now with the minifigure, Wu, I think looks fantastic in this sort of sand sort of desert look, and then you've got her as well. Now, I said about the box artwork and wishing Lego weren't doing what they were doing, and this is the set. Can you see? I can't see who they are until you. I mean, I'm lucky I've got this feature, but I think that says Emperor something. So at full zoom, you can't see it. That box is too small and it's just too far back. I would just like to know who the characters are without so I can actually see the picture. It is what it is. It's getting quite late now because I'm having to redo this. We are now 20 past midnight, and yeah, it finished. It finished a little while ago. So I will be crying myself to sleep this evening. But that's the back of the box artwork. It looks really nice. Again, they've gone really nice, bright, vibrant colours. You can see all the different play features up there at the top. Where you got again, that's a bit punching it through, and then you got the zigzag bit up at the top. So if you are a fan of this one, then obviously please do let me know in that comment section below. But I think it does look very nice. You can see in hand, no, it is bigger. It is bigger than the Spider-Man one. It's actually a lot wider than that photo is as well. Because yeah, that's actually quite a big looking set. I know it's a lot of pieces, 1,212, but you just don't know if that's all within all the detail and with all the layering and everything like that, or if it gives you a little bit of size. But you can see by just how big those bricks are with all the other little bits and pieces, it does look nice. And then obviously you've got Wu in there with his tea room, and then there's a little bit, there's an Easter egg there as well. Is that the original? It is, isn't it? That's the original temple, I think they have. That was a really nice looking Lego set from way back when. So I do like the little Easter eggs that they put in from time to time, and then you've got whatever that book is. So I have no idea what that is, but it does look pretty cool. Now we'll move on to the next one. I'm sorry we've had to end up this way, but it is where it is. I can't remember what we actually started before Jay jumped in because obviously he's our Star Wars specialist, and the man has some serious knowledge as well. Now I will link the Ninjago video to the end of this rather than just going through all of this because, like I said, we're supposed to be doing this live. This bit now isn't live, but I am still trying to just add in a little bit of Ninjago for you. But I have covered these in a 20-minute video already, so I'll link that to the end of this one so you can see it for yourself. But we just covered the 2 most expensive ones. 104 brick piece is about the same. The minifigures are though different, so you can see that you have got different ones in here. You've got the different outfits. So you have the only ninja you're missing is Cole. I'm not too sure why, because Cole is, in all fairness, Cole is in another set with the other 2 ninjas, which are the new ninjas. But as an original OG team, it would have been quite nice if they just added all 5 in. But obviously they make you buy all the other sets. But you can see the nice big shoulder pads, big chunky shoulder pads. All the printing is slightly different, because you've got the hooks that come over in different angles, so over the shoulder, and you've got the carabiner on Zane. every time I look at it, I spot different bits and pieces. The leg printing looks nice, and then you've got all this nice detail in here. You've got all these 4 different minifigures up there, so it's smart. They do look very, very nice. And again, 104.99. The Wolf Mask Shadow Dojo. You can tell I'm getting so tired now. That is what it looks like on the back. So no, they aren't lights. That is just something that you could potentially do with a LED light kit. And then you have got the industrial technic bit at the back, which is what pretty much, I think I said that word for word in the last upload I did, because I think I only covered this yesterday, because this is when this went live. But you've got this big thing down here. I think that's the big dong that they hit. We'll say it's the big dong, because it's that time of night. So we'll go from that. What I do like on the front of this is they have got these bits and pieces, so you can set up nice battles, and then you have got all of these where you can stand the minifigures on, which do look very, very smart. Now, with regards to the elements, there is another sword that this set comes with, and it does look in that photo translucent. So we'll have a look at that now. I can remember what set it is, and then we can just finish on that one. Who's it with? I think it's this one. It's with Cole, isn't it? Yeah. So there. So I think that's translucent. You can correct me if I'm wrong, and if anybody does buy this set, you can let me know. But that is Cole. I do believe that's Cole. And it comes with the other minifigure. I forget there's another minifigure in there. So there's one up at the top, because that is the name of the other ninja. So I was thinking to myself, well, that's not Cole's buggy. It's nothing to do with Cole. Cole's just in it, which is, again, a really weird thing. We've got the little dino, or the little dragon, shall I say, with those 2 minifigures there. So, guys, that's a really weird and wonderful way to end this live. Massive thank you to Janie's knowledge. It was really interesting with regards to the discussion of those bits and pieces. Now, actually, what I will go over is the topic of conversation that we were talking about, is with regards to the new Star Wars bits and pieces. So there it is. So this, for example, this is where I think the video cut off. You are at the price point of a gorgeous display set. You can't deny the fact that they are very, very good looking, and the fact that we have figured out that you've got the red and the blue and all that kind of nonsense as well. They're at the price point of the play sets. Now, this is what we were discussing with regards to what I was setting up in my own display for my theme park. Is I was going to have all the ships dangling off the ceiling, and then have the buildings for Star Wars as part of the theme park. You can have the ride and all that kind of thing. But this might be a bit of a game changer for me if they're going to be going forward, because I think they look really nice. I think my envisions of these new pieces are museum. So that this, it's on the plaque, it's on the plinth, and you have the museum piece. The UCS sets. Obviously, they're just a huge display bit anyway. They're not supposed to go with each other. But these, as a scale thing, would look beautiful. But if, for example, they did this as the ghost, you have a ghost here for 149.99. They could just do that in the ghost scale for that price. But what is missing, obviously, is all of the minifigures. So to be able to get the minifigures that you want, you're going to have to get the play ones. I say the play ones. These, even though they're high price point, they are technically the play sets. Because I picked up a couple of these. I've got the T6 and I have got the Ghost for the sole purpose of making a big sort of display and having them up on the ceiling. But now with this new way of doing things, of this more, for me it'd be a museum, for you guys and girls it might just be on your shelf. I don't know whether to go all in on these, and if I go all in on these, then just not worry about what comes out in the future for this scale, because one day they might make this in this, or what to do. And now I'm now not live with anybody. I can't have that conversation. So more than likely, what me and Jay will talk about in another live at some point is exactly that. What do you do? Because this has already been out in a UCS scale, I do believe, and a play scale as well. The Falcon is been out multiple times, and I do believe there is another Falcon coming out later on this year, which is the Dark Falcon, I think. I think it's a completely different take where the Falcon's on the. It's like almost like a what if, like a Marvel what if kind of thing. And obviously you can still buy the massive UCS. But again, if they did this in the Razor Quest, because you had the play scale Razor Quest, which has now been discontinued, and you've got the UCS scale. If you didn't want the minifigures, or you just wanted one minifigure to represent that ship, I think it's a really, really good way to go. But we all love minifigures, so you want all the minifigures, so you're going to want to get all of the figures. But because these ships are so awkward to display, because they are quite big, and what Jay made a very good point of is, say, for example, with the X-Wing, if you think how small would that be? Would they even do one that size because it's so small? It's always quite nice and exciting to think about what potentially might be coming. And it's also at the same time a worry because if you do start to collect them all and then they just discontinue them and you don't pick up a play scale one that you like the look of and that gets discontinued as well, then you know what it's like on the second-hand aftermarket. So I'm going to leave you guys and girls with what you think you're going to do because of just go by the price point. I think that's the best way to go by. So the T6, 64.99, Falcon, 74.99, Invisible Hand is obviously the cheaper one of the lot, but this 69.99. So they're there or thereabouts. And then this thing here, this twin pack, is in a sale in our local toy shop for 79.99. So they're all going to be merging into that same price point. It's not even to do with scale. It's literally to do with what one visually do you want? Do you want this without the stand looking like this? Or would you like this in this scale on the stand? And that's what I'm really got to try and wrap my head around. Because I think the TIE Bomber, again, look at the TIE Bomber on one of these stands would look beautiful. And TIE Bomber's it's already 60 quid. So with regards to that, are you going to lose all the minifigures to gain a stand and still pay 60 quid? Clearly, people probably wouldn't want to do that. But these are very, very detailed because, like the TIE Bomber, brick count again, so that's 625 pieces. So it still comes with a lot of bricks. But the Falcon obviously was more expensive, so you won't use that as a comparison. But we'll use this one to 600 again. So the same price, same brick count. I guess you've got to look at it as you spend the money on a detailed model rather than a play model, and you just don't get those minifigures. You can see how this conversation would have gone if it didn't do what it did and or whatever it did. But you let me know in that comment section below. But guys, that is it. I am done. So if you can like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Let me know in the comment section what you like. Let me know if you're thinking of Ninjago, any of the stuff that we covered, what for me now, multiple hours ago, for you, probably about an hour and a bit ago, or any of the Star Wars stuff. And are you looking to get anything in January stuff, the February stuff, or are you going to wait until March? Because there was a poll running of which was the strongest month so far for LEGO releases. But guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care and I'll catch you next one. Ta-da.